In modern times, with streets overrun by barely competent Uber drivers at the control of some of the lamest, underwhelming, boring, and environmentally friendly vehicles today, there is sadly an ever-decreasing demand for the formerly common gas-sucking monstrosities of yesteryear, leaving the question of what exactly can be done to save these former obstructions of the streets from becoming useless and forgotten hunks of rusted steel, glass, and rubber.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my quest to find the fastest drag car in the game BeamNG.drive. The rules are simple, no game mods, and the cars have to retain all outer body panels, doors, trunks, hoods, etc.
Today I'll find out if there's life after service for another V8 taxi cab of yesteryear, this time with the Gavril Grand Marshal. The drag version of the Grand Marshal comes equipped with a 5.5 liter supercharged V8 using an ultra heavy duty long block and the same 4-speed automatic drag transmission as all the other vehicles on this list so far. The first pass I'll make in this car is, as always, using the default setup without activating the already installed nitrous oxide system. Making only 645 horsepower without the nitrous on, the Grand Marshal's first run down the strip results in a pretty boring 10.086 second elapsed time at just 131 miles per hour. For the second pass, still using the default setup, I turned the nitrous system on, feeding a 355 kW shot that nearly doubles the horsepower to 1,114. Not surprisingly, that's a pretty huge improvement, and the Grand Marshal runs a 8.821 at 157 miles per hour. Having not blown the engine to crap on that pass, I decided to keep just about everything as is again and give it all the nitrous possible. And with the 500 kW shot increasing the horsepower to 1,306, the car again makes it to the finish line in one piece and runs an 8.482 at 165 miles per hour. For the next pass, I'll put the car on a bit of a diet by removing the pair of 6-pound side mirrors, the 7-pound front lip, and the 82-pound exhaust, trimming 101 pounds in total and gaining an additional 23 horsepower. The result of our Jenny Craig treatment is an 8.315 at 167 miles per hour. After 4 runs so far, this car is now as light as it can get within the rules, and our little 5.5 liter V8 is sucking all the nitrous available to it. And if we concluded this video right here, it would be the slowest car on the list. I'm not going to do that, of course. Instead, I have a look at other possible engine options available to this model, and was excited to see that some hope may come in the form of a 6.9 liter version of the engine configuration we started with. Well, the new bigger engine makes almost 100 horsepower more than its 5.5 liter little brother. It also comes with 70 additional pounds, so I'm not expecting anything spectacular here. Setting my expectations low, I'm not completely disappointed with the new best at 8.159 at 170 miles per hour. All the cars on this list so far run deep into the 7-second zone once we're done with them. Obviously this one hasn't yet, although it is close enough that some fine-tuning of gearing and suspension could maybe yield something as quick as a 799 after a dozen passes if we had a good stiff tailwind in a slightly downhill racetrack. But that's not going to cut it. So for the next run, we swap out the ultra heavy duty long block for the stage 3 performance block, turn the nitrous kit off, and bring the car to the starting line packing a whopping 1,800 horsepower. Even without activating the nitrous, the new engine configuration blows itself to crap around half track, and we coast to a 7.758 at just 149 miles per hour. Nice. This motor likely to blow itself to crap if we even put an NOS sticker on the car. There's not much point carrying a system we can't use except for self-destruction purposes. So I removed the nitrous system completely, shedding another 25 pounds of now useless weight, and I begin some suspension tuning by lowering the front ride height a little. The car responds beautifully and runs a strong 7.541 at over 185 miles per hour. Of course, this is the part of the episode where I start making a bunch of big changes to find a tiny bit of performance. On this pass, those changes include lowering the rear tire pressures by a stupid 10 psi each, stiffening the rear suspension for even more grip, and dropping this front spring height just a little bit to compensate for what I suspect might be excessive rear grip. Predictably, this didn't work too great. Next, since this motor is seemingly on the brink of suicide at all times, I decided to sacrifice a tiny bit of power band and lower the RPM limit from 6,400 to 6,300. And I also dropped the nose as far as I can. And that didn't work either, although it didn't blow itself up, so I count that as a win. Finally, for the last pass with the Grand Marshal here today, I switched to softer sport rear springs rather than the aggressive racing springs, swapped the medium stall converter for the high, and lower the rear drive ratio to 3.15 to 1 instead of the 3.56 to 1, in hopes that the car is less likely to try launching into space this time. Surprisingly, this all worked, and we improved one last time to 7.531 at 183 miles per hour, leaving the Gavril Grand Marshal number 4 on our list of fastest drag cars in the game BeamNG without the use of mods. There you have it. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell and all that stuff. If you've done anything like this, let me know in the comments how it worked out for you. Thanks for watching. See you all next time.